Good evening.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed.
What are you doing with your time?
I've decided...
That's very
I've noticed that
giving out
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed.
Why don't you...
I thought about it.
Why?
I am a...
Do you still...
Of course I do.
I know what you mean.
Maybe death will take me the...
How do you feel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir.
Try not to lose yourself in the process. I've seen patients deny their own pain by focusing on...
To be completely honest with you,
How...
my only relief is that my...
How do you...
I...
Goodbye.
It's locked, all right.
want some of this? Christ! He's dead!
It's locked. It's locked, all right. So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Priwen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to...
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Who are they?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely...
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprive them.
Why?
Because they know we are close.
Have they
Not at all. Their message...
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful. But I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in...
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortal.
How old is he?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is...
How powerful?
The Ascalon Club may be the most...
They are not all...
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon...
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed you.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Priwen has called for a second great hunt of our kind. And they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Will the Guard of Priwen...
I doubt it. If Priwen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to...
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt. They must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts.
Should we fight back?
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic.
What is...
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Priwen, located and destroyed.
Why?
Priwen has always seen us.
How did you...
I fled, Jonathan.
You should flee then.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
What is
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Will I ever...
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those...
Please, forgive...
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire.
Even if I had my suspicions.
One day soon, I will...
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the pep...
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our
Will you not...
No.
But how...
I shall...
When will...
As soon as you meet Lord Red...
I want to thank you.
Could you do me a last great favor?
I should be honored.
Then it is settled. Finally.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club. It's locked.
Oh, Christ! Over there! There's one of them! He's dead! Get that monster! He's strong, brother! No! Inhuman! Kick!
How are you?
I'm not your
Do you need
plane.
There you go. Let's hope... Goodbye, young man.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer
Good
to
evening.
all your
You don't
problems.
seem...
Oh. I can warp.
A gun?
It's locked, all right.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. It's locked.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. Want some of this? Killing's all you deserve. You're mine, brother! Get them weapons ready! You're mine, Vampyr!
Nossa.
Stupid beast! Want some of this? Get back to the bloody grind! Get them weapons ready! Oh my! Look at it! Vicious bugger! Fuck, it's fast!
It's locked, all right. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Are you from Ascalon? I don't care! This is now my domain, young Ekon!
Entendo, cara, tô dando rush nele e... sei lá. Are you from Ascalon? I don't care! Have you lost your mind?
I'm Dr.
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him.
I am Tadao Kimura. I was in
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life.
Goodbye.
Fresh water. As long as it's not holy water, I may find some use for it.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! Fuck, it's fast!
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan,
I know, Avery.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been?
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting.
Has she received...
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients in...
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it.
What is the situation?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephew.
I'm sorry,
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I...
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great...
Tell me the truth, Avery.
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family.
This house is dead, Avery.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much...
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
You really think I don't take enough care of you?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
My home is here, and I have nowhere else to go. But this house will need some improvements if I move here.
That's good news. Whatever changes you have in mind, I'm sure we will find an arrangement that suits your mother also.
Do you need...
Thank you.
Goodbye, Avery.
Of course.
It's locked.
Mother.
Jonathan!
I'm right here, Mother.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead.
Mary.
I know she's gone. The question is...
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time.
I'm so sorry, Mother.
What happened, John?
I lost my way.
You should have told me, Johnny.
Mother,
Not really.
what do you mean you get lost?
Of course not. When I go,
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery?
I never want to go back to that awful place.
It was just...
A nightmare, yes. Mary was...
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you. But you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know.
I wish I could stay here and take care of you. But I'm involved in some terrible things. And I don't want to put...
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll...
Do you need anything?
I just want you to stay with me.
I'll stay as long as I can.
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty...
Are you working on...
Not recently. I have
I recently met a talented painter.
I'd be glad to meet her.
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother,
Why do you say Mary is visiting you?
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with...
But Mary really...
Yes, and
But I'm not dead, Mother.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this.
Do you need my...
I'm all right.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son. Mary? Oh, my dear daughter. How are you tonight? How is your sweet boy?
I remember Sunday walks in the park. The Ascalon Club, the heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Good evening, miss. Wait, no.
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you...
Your mother.
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about...
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like
Yes, I was...
a small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have...
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't...
Is there something...
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about you.
What do you want to know?
Who are your...
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors...
Do you live with her? How did you meet?
First, I was an orphan in the institute...
Did you know she was a vampire when she...
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16. Though I suspected that...
What do you do?
You mean, what do I do outside it?
Actually, yes. I ask the same...
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote and...
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time.
Really? Oh.
How are the locals reacting?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous.
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in...
Let me guess. You spoke...
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And...
What exactly...
Your name and profession, obviously.
Does it not scare you to know?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a more...
That may be true for a naive girl. But I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent...
Your mother is not like any...
I believe she thinks the same...
Do you know why Lady Ash...
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dared to ask.
Do you ever regret that she...
Of course not. Though I often want...
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been...
Good evening, sir.
Come on, Johnny.
Clarence. Clarence Crossley.
I almost didn't recognize you either.
When did you escape the...
You know what's funny?
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The
What is this?
I saw terrible things during them.
How is your...
We've spent so much time away from each other.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple.
You need...
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
I cannot enter.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not all...
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to...
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why are you suddenly so friendly? The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the other hand, Doctor, proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept,
Please ask.
what does it mean?
It means that you swear to protect the interests...
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations.
What is the Ascalon Club's...
We follow the credo of William Marshall.
What does
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall found...
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has...
I agree to join.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before...
You have the making.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Bearer.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know...
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend.
Does it bother you that I consider him?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the...
You were spot...
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping...
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he?
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will?
Of course not. Your victory...
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results. How's your...
I have a few...
All right.
You made me swear on the blood...
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings, and was a living example of probity for all.
William Marshall was a vampire. Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight...
Why is his blood?
He was simply the greatest...
What can you tell?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Skulls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Skulls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum...
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country and...
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
Goodbye.
Godspeed.